Hello everyone, welcome back to DiamondTrail Ranch. The coffee is on, the sun is already out today, and here in Florida, we are officially in that time of year where the heat gets serious. Today, guys, I want to talk about something simple but extremely important for backyard chickens. Water. How much water do chickens actually need in hot weather? This is one of those topics that sounds really basic, but it can make a huge difference in the health of your flock overall. When the temperature climbs, your chickens are going to drink more, they're going to eat less, and well, they're going to lay fewer eggs. They're going to spend more energy, less energy on those eggs, and they're going to spend more energy just trying to cool themselves off. So today, we're going to talk about it. How much water do the chickens really need? Why that hot weather changes absolutely everything when it comes to chickens. And what we do here at DiamondTrail Ranch on our homestead to make sure our birds stay hydrated. Let's dig into it. The first thing to understand is that water, guys, obviously is not optional, okay? Chickens need food, they need that shelter, they need that shade, and protection from predators. But water is one of the fastest things that can become an emergency. A chicken can no longer go without feed. They can go way longer on feed, especially if you're free ranging, than water. Now you can somewhat say, depending on where you live and your property set up, your water, if they're able to access various, if you maybe have a pond or something, or still water, standing water, things like that on your property. But water's doing a lot in the hot weather, whereas free ranging food isn't, okay? Like stabilizing their body temperature, right? The water's helping with digestion. It's helping with their egg production overall. That's one thing the food isn't doing quite as much as the water, okay? It helps their organs function naturally and properly, just like people. It's a big deal. Since eggs are made up of a ton of water, dehydration can quickly affect how many eggs your hens are laying overall, okay? Just looking at one of my goats over there, making sure Twix wasn't over in the horse pasture, but she's not. Guys, one of the first things I would check on in summertime right now is, are they getting enough water? Do they have enough water? Are they drinking enough? Are your hens drinking enough? You might have the access to the water, but are your hens actually drinking the water? Well, go look at the water. Is it clean? Is it cool? It's not flaming hot green water, right? Is the water easy for every bird to actually get to? They're not going to fall in it and die and drown, right? Guys, been there, done that. We've had that happen, okay? I'm speaking from experience. Those little details matter. We didn't start perfect. We're not perfect now. Never will be perfect. That's big on homestead community and learning, helping each other out. As a general rule, an adult laying hen may drink around 1 pint of water per day in normal weather. But in hot weather, that amount actually is going to double, sometimes more. So if you have a flock of 10 chickens or 100 like we do, they may drink more than a gallon per day during the summer months. Guys, if you have a handful of hens, that's fine. You may just need one little swimming pool. I've got several, okay? Lots of water buckets. That's why, I don't like having only one small waterer for a flock. I don't really believe in the tiny waterers anyway, for chickens or any of the animals for that matter. It's too easy for them to get knocked over. You fill it up. It's, you think you can't set it and forget it for the day with those. They'll kick it over, they'll run dry faster than you think, or they get really gross and clogged up quickly. And then that's a whole nother, issue. So here on the homestead, we like to have multiple water sources. I hope you do too. For the sake of your animals. That way, if one of them gets dirty, you've got more than one, especially if you have ducks, okay? Chickens are gross too. If one bird is guarding a water station, the other birds still have a place to drink, right? If you have more than one. It's especially important when you have a mixed flock or a pecking order issue, like we do. Our birds are all in several cliques. You can actually hear crows. They like to take our eggs. I got a video on that. Go check it out. When the weather gets hot, chickens cool themselves differently than we do, okay? They don't sweat. You can see them panting, actually. You may see them hold their wings kind of away from their body I don't see any around here doing it right now. They're actually in the shade, mostly sleeping, because I fed them early this morning around sunrise. You'll see them, standing in the shade, like I mentioned. You might see them resting more than usual. This time of year, June, July, August, it's par for the course in zone 10A, okay, in zone 10, in zone 9, okay. Any of those zones, really. It's normal during the summer, but it's also a sign that water needs to be available at all times, okay. I don't know if you got kids in school, or I'm sorry, in sports or anything, but you guys know water, 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 man. If you're outside doing anything in the military, it used to be 15 minutes in the highest heat categories, 15 minutes, and then you had more downtime in the military than you did actually doing anything. Guys, this is the military compared to chickens. So if the military is taking it that seriously, so should your birds, okay? In Florida, the humidity obviously makes it harder. A dry 90-degree day and a humid 90-degree day are not the same. I don't care who you are, where you come from. It's just, I honestly, a lot of people say, oh, that dry heat. No, the wet heat. Okay, I'm telling you right now, that wet heat is a whole nother animal. Humidity makes cooling a lot harder, and that puts more stress on your bird. That's why we need to check our waters more often when it is this hot and humid, not just once in the morning. Okay, sometimes we do it several times a day. Okay, so let's talk about something a lot of people overlook: clean water and dirty water. Okay, you need to give your animals clean water. Chickens are not exactly delicate creatures, but they can make a water absolutely disgusting really fast. Okay, they're gonna scratch that bedding into it. Been there, done that. They poop near it. They poop in it. They walk through mud. They kick dirt into it. They kick their poop into it. Ducks are 100 times worse. I'm telling you. If you have ducks, even just a couple of them, if you have ducks sharing space, if your ducks are cohabitating with your chickens, they'll turn that clean water into soup in 5 minutes. Literally. No, I'm not kidding. Dirty water can discourage your chickens from drinking. If it's dirty, they won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. So dirty water obviously can also create your health problems for your chickens and your birds too. So during the summer, you want to make sure you're dumping and refilling those waters regularly. Algae, the green stuff, if you see it, clean it. If you see the dirt, dump it, clean it. If it smells like a dump or a turtle tank, dump it, clean it. Fresh water is one of the easiest things you can provide, and it's one of the most important. There's nothing easier. Just, kick over the water bucket, scrub it a little bit, and refill it with clean water. You would appreciate it if somebody did that for you, right? I mean, come on, man. They're drinking clean water in prisons and jails. Give your animals clean water, for crying out loud. Don't give them that green stuff. One of the biggest summer mistakes that we see is leaving the waters in the dead sunlight. This is Bean. Hi, Bean. He's our barn kitty. He's super sweet. Direct sunlight can feel like a warm bath water by afternoon. Would you want to drink hot water after walking around in the Florida sun all day? No. We've actually got frozen bottles out there as well, which are super awesome. You put them around your animals. That was a horsefly, friends. I'm not going to edit that out because that was funny. You don't want the hot water after being outside all day. Neither do the chickens whenever possible. So we keep the waters out. The frozen water bottles, we keep them in the pens as well. Keep the water under a tree, a shelter if you can, for your freezer. For your waters that are outside. Even moving the water a few feet can honestly make a big difference by several degrees. Cooler water is going to encourage chickens to drink more, right? And drinking more, keeps them safer during the hot weather. It's just par for the course. Use more than one watering station, especially during the summer. And if you have a small flock, 2 waters might be enough depending on what you have going on. If you got a large flock, you might need several. Think about where your chickens spend most of their day. Ours are usually spending most of the day. I'll show you the way the trees are here. We've got plenty of shade, so it's a little bit different for our property, but if they free range, place the water where they can actually hang out. If they spend time under the trees like here, put it near the shade. If they got a coop and a run, make sure the water is available in more than one area if possible. Don't make them walk across the whole property in the heat just to drink. Make it easy and accessible. So how do you know if your chickens are not getting enough? Well, you'll see the heavy panting. They'll look lethargic, right? You'll have pale combs, reduced egg production. Your eggs might look funny. They might be smaller, misshaped. They'll shaped odd. Birds crowding the waters, dry looking droppings, crusty bird droppings. They might act weak, unsteady. Those can also point to other things though. So you always have to look at the whole bird, not the whole situation. But in hot weather, water should always be one of the first things you're checking. If your hens are laying fewer eggs in the summer, water very well could be the problem. I'm serious, it could. She needs protein, calcium, vitamins, minerals, water. A dehydrated hen is not going to lay her best. A dehydrated anything isn't doing well. I mean, sometimes people start changing the feed, adding supplements, or worrying something is wrong when the first thing they should check is basic summer management. That fresh water, that shade, airflow, that quality feed. Those 4 things solve a lot of summer chicken problems. A common question is whether you should add ice to the chicken water. You can. How long is it really going to last? Well, freeze the bottles, right? That's what I would do. On extremely hot days, adding ice can help the water stay cool longer. It's not magic. It can help. Sometimes people do things like frozen, frozen watermelon. I know that's a big popular one. Frozen peas, cold vegetables. That's fine as treats. Don't let it replace their feed. And clean water though. The main thing is making sure the chickens have constant access to fresh water. Electrolytes can be useful. Butterfly, love it. That's what you love right there, butterflies. Don't use electrolytes as a replacement for regular clean water. It can be useful during the extreme heat, stress, and transport and recovery though. If you offer them the electrolytes, please make sure they also have the plain water though. That way the birds have the option to choose, okay? You don't want to force them to drink only treated water if they don't want it. Follow the directions on any poultry electrolyte product. More is not always better. Okay. Baby chicks need water too, but you got to be careful. Chicks can drown in water that is too deep. I mentioned that at the beginning of this video. They can fall right in, okay? You can also get chilled. You'll see them. We actually had one, what was it, a week ago? Yeah, we had to take a blow dryer to her. They get chilled if they get wet, Chicks, please use a proper chick water or a very shallow setup designed specifically for your chicks. Keep it clean, keep it close enough that they can find it. Make sure they have access to it. New chicks grow way faster than you probably think, especially if you're out working. Weeks go by, next thing you know, your bird is the size of, your arm, and you're like, whoa, So, here at DiamondTrail Ranch, the routine's pretty simple. Check the water. Always check the water, make sure everything's full, make sure the water is clean, place water in shaded spots. Check again later in the day if it's extremely hot, and if something looks off with the flock, water is one of the first things we personally check. It's not complicated, doesn't need to be fancy. Just make sure it works, okay? Healthy chickens drink water.